So guys, in last week's thrilling episode, you saw me continue my quest up the Llangollen Canal, single-handing through a couple of lift bridges, which can be a right faff on your own, and going down my weed hatch. Yeah, I had to explore my big dirty damp hole and remove some rope. Anyway, what's going to happen this week? Stay and find out. So good morning everyone. I say morning, it's about lunchtime. I'm about to set off today because by the time I'd moored up the other day and gone in my weed hatch, I was knackered. But I'm going to set off now. There's a swing bridge just ahead, so I'm going to go and sort that out. Yeah, the weather doesn't look brilliant, but we'll get as far as we can, won't we? So I was slow untying, hoping another boat would come so I don't have to do this bloody swing bridge. Oh, and there is! Oh my goodness, a boat is coming! Oh wow! I was just faffing, taking my time then, and the boat's coming behind me, so I'm going to wait for them and hopefully they can do the swing bridge. I'll follow them through. Oh, thank you, God. So the thing is, with winter on the canals, it's just not as pleasurable. Yeah, I mean, I don't try to fluff up boat life. It's bloody hard work. It's amazing and it's great fun and I absolutely adore it, but bloody hell, it is hard work. And it's cold and windy. You still have to keep moving. That's the downside. But I mean, I enjoy the moving. I do enjoy the cruising. But there's no way in this time of year that I'll do long days. Yeah, 1 or 2 hours at the tiller this time of year is enough. Yeah, and then you get inside and get nice and cosy. But yeah, I think it might rain. If it rains, I will be mooring up. But I'll try and get as far as I can today. Look at that wind! Yeah. Oh, I hope you're nice and warm there. I hope you sat there with a nice roaring fire with a nice strong alcoholic beverage. Yeah, whilst I'm freezing my knackers off. It looks like there's another swing bridge coming up, so I'm going to pull over and hopefully these guys will do it that are behind. Yeah, the thing is, I can do them single-handed, no problem. The downfall is it takes me ages. It takes me about 15-20 minutes because I've got to get the boat diagonal across and then faff about, and then I'm holding everyone up. Whereas if I can just go through with a boat that's got crew, then it just makes it a lot easier. Thank you very much. Oh, bless you. So that's another swing bridge done. I didn't have to lift a finger, but it has started to rain. So I don't know how far I'm going to go today now. Yeah, but yeah, 2 swing bridges done and didn't do out. It's brilliant. So down here is the Prees branch. And I've never been down there. I think there's a couple of swing bridges. It's not very long, but I'm going to explore that on the way back. It's just today I need to be closer this way to meet my sign writer. Yeah, this is the sign writer's adventure, the quest to find the sign writer. So as I've mentioned previously, my boat has a vinyl. That name there, the Rum Wench, is a vinyl and it faded really quickly when I put it on. But I'm now off to meet a guy who's going to properly sign write it for me. Now it is winter, so we are going to be working with the weather. But the first thing we need to do is get the old vinyl off and repaint the panel. So it's stopped raining now. I'm nice and warm now because standing here, the engine gets really warm and it heats my whole back cabin because it's air cooled. It's so warm. Lovely and like toast. Yeah, a bit damp though, a bit moist. But yeah, nice and warm. Warm and moist. It's just gone 4 o'clock, it's about to go dark. So this will do me for today. Yeah, if we can get in, I'm going to try and get in it. Reversing. But look at them views, guys. Oh, look at that. So guys, I got myself moored up in this stunning location. Wow, those views are just absolutely gorgeous. Oh, love it. Yeah, I didn't make it to where I wanted to get to, but I didn't set off till late, so it's my own fault. But yeah, I'm going to go in now and get that fire lit. I let it go out today because I knew I was cruising most of the day. I didn't bother poking it. About to set off. It's not the nicest day today, to be honest. It was raining this morning and it's quite strong winds. I got the drone up before, oh, and I didn't half crap myself because as soon as I got it in the air it was coming up with a warning on my controller. You need to land ASAP, the winds are too strong, and oh, so I was crapping myself and I sent it off bloody miles away, so trying to bring it back. But the reason why I got it up was I was hoping to see where I was going from the drone, because there's a lake that I'm heading to now. And I was hoping I could see that from the air, but I couldn't. Yeah, but I got that up, got some footage. But it is lovely here, but it's quite windy today and it is cold. But yeah, we're going to set off anyway. Yeah, so come on. One of the downsides as a single-hander is the mooring up and the casting off, as it's called, especially now today in the wind, because as soon as I let go of the rope, the boat is blowing straight into the middle of the canal, and then I have to try and hold it and get my pins out. I also then have to get down to the back of the boat and untie that. I mean, you can see my flaps flapping there. During all this, there's only me and the boat's blowing everywhere, but I managed it, obviously. One of the best things I love about winter on the Cut is you get to know everyone, because in winter you're not cruising the same and you tend to choose just one canal to stay on because of all the closures, because they shut lots of canals for maintenance, and you end up getting to know all the continuous cruisers. So I mean, I've wintered in Nottingham one year, in Tombenden one year, the Mac quite a few years, around Anderton and Northwich and the Llangollen now. And you get to sort of know the regular boaters and you all sort of look out for each other. And that's one of the main things I love about winter on the Cut. Yeah, it's beautiful. Plus there's such stunning views this time of year. Oh, just beautiful. other amazing thing about winter on the Cut is you get to know the local coal boats. And I always choose a canal to winter on where there's a coal boat. Yeah, and the one on this canal, the Llangollen, is Chamberlain, Ruth and Richard, and they're absolutely lovely. And you get on their sort of list, so I get a text saying, we're heading up on Wednesday, do you need any supplies? And then you just pay them through a bank transfer. So it's a brilliant way of doing winter on the Cut, because carrying coal down the towpath, oh, it's awful. You know, because each bag is 20 or 25 kgs, and it's a lot. It kills me just carrying them from the front to the back of the boat. Yeah, 57 foot. Even on a trolley, because the towpaths are muddy, so your wheels are digging in, and it's hard work. Yeah, so when you get a coal boat that comes and moors alongside and just passes it over, it's amazing. Cruising down Leaf Soup Alley now. Yeah, all the leaves on the water. Yeah, and this is one of the main reasons why we need more dredging going on, because the vegetation all lands on the water and sinks down to the bottom, and obviously then the more silty crap on the bottom of the water on the top, it gets less and less, so it can be hard going when you've got a deep draft. What we could do with some more dredging, to be honest. Canals are getting shallower and shallower, unfortunately. But it's all cost money, and it's money that the trust don't have, unfortunately. Joys of boating, innit? Just a short spurt on the old reverse clears a lot of the leaves from around your propeller. You can always feel it because it ends up being up your tiller, runs all the way up, then up your arm to your shoulder. I can always feel it when I've got something round, and I can always tell as well because my chimney ends up being a lot more blacker, the smoke, because the engine's under a lot more load. So we are not far from our destination now. Yeah, it's all in the woods. It's absolutely beautiful. Oh. So one good thing is that wind seems to have dropped now. And I know I'm sheltered by both sides from the trees. But yeah, it just does feel like it's dropped. When I did look at the weather this morning, because I always have to check the weather on my app before I set off, it was 30 odd mile an hour winds, gusts for so long, and then it dropped down to 22, and I think it's dropped down now. Yeah, it's that wind. The wind's got an icy bite to it. We've reached the destination. This is Blakemere Lake, and it's just on the outskirts of Ellesmere, and it's wow, it is beautiful, especially with the autumn colours. So guys, this is where I'm moored. This is my view. Yeah, it's alright, isn't it? I'll do for a couple of days. Oh, wow. Absolutely stunning. It really is. Oh, and I've got a picnic bench just there. Can come out and have a morning brew, sitting there, just looking at nature. So yeah, so this is me now for the next, as long as I can really. Obviously I do have to move with the guidelines and also with the water's getting low and empty my toilet, but for now I am seeing this as home. Just beautiful. I'm heading out now on my bike. I've got my bike over there and my plank. Yeah, because there's quite a bit of a gap here and it was really hard getting my bike off with the gap. Oh, the joys. So as a continuous cruiser living on my boat all year round, I really couldn't cope without my little folding Brompton. It's so light and small it fits in my engine room, and I've also got a little electric switch kit for it which makes it electric, so it makes those journeys a little bit easier, because as you know, most days I have to go to the post office or post box from wherever I am. But this particular bike ride is only about 10 to 15 minutes, but within that time I'm in civilization again. I can get supplies and I can post my badge orders. It just gives me that extra little bit of freedom. And on returning to my boat, the work had started, using a heat gun to remove the awful vinyl from my boat. So the work on my boat has started. Yeah, that vinyl on one side has been removed. Yeah, and it's just, it's knackered the panel. It leaves a really sticky, crappy residue, even when you pull it off with a heat gun. So that panel now is going to need to be sanded back and repainted before we do the actual sign writing. Yeah, so it's going to be hard though, because we're working, it's winter. We're going to be working with the weather, but it'll be what it'll be. I'm not in a rush. And nor's Alan. What we're going to do is just follow each other around. So it'll be quite a bit of an adventure. I'm looking forward to it. Let me just show you this. Look. How cool is that? Yeah, I got this when I went into Ellesmere. It's a little LED light, takes batteries. Yeah. And yeah, it was £4 in a charity shop. £4. I absolutely love it. It's just dead quirky and it'll look fantastic that in my back cabin. Yeah, love it. So guys, we've got a little bit of cracking in here, so cheers. Just wetting the lips. Yeah, so if you have enjoyed this video, please do give it a like and subscribe if you haven't already, absolutely free to do. But before I go, I just want to say a massive thank you again to this week's pirate crew. And here they are, me hearties. We've got Pablo, John and Linda, David Van Wart, Lee, Eileen Dover and Phil McCracken, Captain Glenn and crew, Sam, Anne Hay, Karen Jean Mooney, thank you so much Karen, Terry and Carol from Narrowboat Pirate Augusta, Terry from Canada, Richard and Helen, Captain Morgan, Jack and Amber, Fishless Clive, Angela, Katrine Bohr, Greg Dean, Norman Laura Vandal Handel, Alan Harbit, Alice and Chris Farrell, Mark Grunenberg, Roger Corbett and Nigel from Thoughts on Narrowboating. Wow. And also a massive, massive shout out to my patrons who work behind the scenes, constantly supporting me. So thank you so much guys. Anyway, stay safe, take care and I'll see you next week.
Oh, sorry.
Ow!
Front row.
Oh, you got that on camera.
It's on your head.
That's smoke come in.